Did I not tell you guys it was going to be a good performance and it was going to be a good weekend? My word, but I expected a great performance and a good win. I predicted 2-0. I did not see a 6-0 coming, and that performance and scoreline even exceeded what I predicted, and it was just an unbelievable day for the Arsenal, beating West Ham 6-0 at the London Stadium. And yeah, it couldn't have gone much better for us. Unfortunately, other results didn't go for us this weekend. Like I said on the preview, City and Liverpool had pretty much tapping games, games you expected them to win, and they did. And I did say, I think out of the three of us, we have the hardest game of the weekend. But if anything, we made the easiest work of it. And it was just a positive, not West Ham, sorry. Manchester City and Liverpool would have been looking at this game away at West Ham, a team that's already beaten us twice this season, thinking that this is a very good chance that Arsenal could slip up and, create some distance between them. But it was one that Arsenal was not passing up. And to be honest, it looked like, West Ham didn't even really want to be there. But, I'm not going to focus on West Ham and how poor West Ham were, because they were really, really terrible. I'm going to focus more on us and how well we actually played. Sorry, house phone's ringing. How well we actually played. And there are some real positives and real big performances in there. 6-0, 5 different goal scorers. And yeah, let's just quickly talk through the goals. Obviously, the first goal comes from a set piece. While watching it, I said I don't see us scoring a set piece against West Ham. In my preview, I spoke about how good they are on set pieces. Obviously, Arsenal are the best team in the league on offensive set pieces, but I still, just looking at West Ham and the size of them, I thought personally we might struggle. First goal does come from a Declan Rice corner. What a boy, Declan. We'll talk about him a bit later. Going back to his old club, putting in a corner from the left side whilst he's getting, boos and people calling him a wanker and all that. He puts it in. Great delivery, nice curl on it, puts it on Saliba Z, and he puts us 1-0 up and sets us on our way. And then we started creating chance after chance after chance. Saka probably should have had another couple in that time before we scored a second. Martinelli creates a nice chance for Odegaard. Trossard had a volley. I think it was before we went 1-0 up, to be fair, but Martinelli drifted to the right, got played in by Saka, across the ball, and Trossard hit this volley as clean as you like. Unfortunately, it's a bit too central and keeper saves it. But we were dominating, completely dominating them. And then, it started to get to a point I was getting a bit like, is it going to be one of those days where we just don't put these fuckers away? And then in the second half, they might start getting chances and it becomes nervy. But thankfully, that didn't happen. Trossard come a bit deeper, put a ball over the top to Saka. Probably way too easy, to be honest. Makes the run in behind, gets taken down by the keeper, has a penalty, and he puts it in the goal to put us 2-0 up. And that also was his 50th Arsenal goal. Is it just me, though, or does everyone feel a bit nervous when Saka's over a pen? I don't like him over penalties. I know overall he's got a brilliant penalty record for us. He's only ever missed one, which was at West Ham last year, funny enough. But I just don't feel confident with him over a pen. I can't wait for us to get a real good penalty taker in. Like, say if we do sign Ivan Toney, someone you know is going to pretty much score pretty much all the time, and you're not, like, watching it from, like, behind your hands or behind the fucking sofa. But anyway, he puts it in, puts us 2-0 up, and I'm thinking, right, that's good. Go in at half-time 2-0 and then control it second half. But the boys had other ideas and decided to put the game firmly to bed. We get another free kick from the left side. And you see Gabriel come over, talking to Rice about where he wants the ball. And Declan Rice just puts it exactly where Gabriel wants it for him to head in for his 4th goal of the season. And then we're 3-0 up and cruising. And you'd think at that point it's more than likely game over. And then, the board goes up and there's 7-minute stoppage time. And I think, don't know where that's come from, but with the way this is going, maybe we can nick a 4th and really kill it. And we did. Martin Odegaard finally getting the assist the man deserves. Gives it to Trossard. He takes a touch and just curls it in the top corner for an absolute brilliant finish. And then it really, really is game over. And, the West Ham fans start leaving, majority of them. And then second half, we just control it. And I think it was very important not to get sloppy. You really want to protect that clean sheet, which we did. And you don't want to get too cocky and then West Ham players start smashing into people trying to injure them. And I think we managed it quite well. And, we managed to add to our goal tally. Saka getting his second, second of the game, 10th Premier League goal of the season. Odegaard getting another assist that, you know, he needs and deserves. And then Declan Rice with probably the best goal he'll ever score, maybe in his career, maybe for Arsenal as well. Collecting a loose pass. I mean, Ben White's absolutely nicked an assist there. And he's just come onto it from about 25, 30 yards out, and he's just whipped it into the top left corner. Unbelievable goal, and fair play to him for not celebrating the goal. Obviously, as we all know, he come from West Ham. You know, come through the West Ham academy, and he does love West Ham. Didn't celebrate, even though they were booing him and some of them were giving him shit. Fair play to him, because he was unbelievable on the day. And, you know, it just sealed a very good day for Arsenal. And with them 6 goals, he gave, you know, Arteta a chance to make subs. Rice then come off. I think that goal was his last kick of the game. Saka come off. And he brought on, you know, some players who needed minutes. And it was nice to see the youngster, Ethan Nwaneri, I think that's how you say his name, come on, 16-year-old. And it was nice to see the players actually giving him the ball. You know, when he come on, Odegaard, you could see he sort of stayed close to him just to pass him the ball, you know, the first few times he was on the pitch, get him touches. Even though they were just like 1-2s backwards and forwards. But just giving him that confidence, you know, and he started, you know, then having fun. And that was really nice to see. And the good thing with the 6 goals is it puts us level on goal difference with City, which is, you know, a goal difference I didn't really see us clawing back. And they're still ahead of us in the league on goals scored, but it's still a massive chunk clawed back. And now I think we're only 1 behind Liverpool as well. So, look, overall, it was a brilliant day for Arsenal. Really, really was. And there's some players that I think we need to talk about, starting with Declan Rice. I mean, what a signing this guy's been, man. I mean, I say it all the time, but 105 mil, and it seems cheap. And that's crazy, because I don't think any player should be worth over 100 million. But he is fucking unbelievable, man. You know, you saw Gary Neville and Merson and Roy Keane talking after about the influence he could potentially have in any kind of title race that we are in, and, you know, depending how far we can go. But just the way that guy is, Gary Neville was saying he's a unique, what's the word? Unique, like, style of player in the midfield, where he's just so strong and powerful and can just drive through the pitch like the likes of Vieira and Gerrard and that used to do. And he is like that. He's so good. But, you know, the way he gets across the pitch is amazing. The fact he's always available, touch wood, please don't get injured now, but he's always available. He's so consistent. The way he can win a ball back is insane. I think his ability on the ball is slightly underrated. He's a very good passer. I don't know why people pretend he's not. And when he signs, I did say to people around me, I believe he could be a very good set-piece taker for Arsenal, because he's got great technique. And you see sometimes some of the goals he scored from West Ham when he just curls the ball and stuff. And you can tell he has that whip on him. And I always thought he could be a good set-piece taker for us. And now, since the mid-season break, he's come back. He's been taking corners for us. He's been taking free kicks. He's registered now 3 assists in that time from corners and free kicks. 2 for Gabriel, 1 for Saliba now. And it's just another string to his bow that I think a lot of people didn't know that he had. And it's just an absolute incredible player, so consistent, and I'm just so happy we signed him. And, you know, he allows us to play in many, you know, he just allows us to play higher up. We can press higher. He's so good at winning the ball back. Defensively, he's so switched on, but he's chipping in. And, you know, a lot of people were sort of saying, how can you pay 105 mil for a DM who doesn't score or create goals or whatever? But he's now got 4 goals and 4 assists already in the league at his time at Arsenal. When important goals, you know, good goals. And I just love that guy, man. And then another guy I think we need to talk about is a guy who plays slightly in front of him, Martin Odegaard. What a footballer Martin Odegaard is, by the way. How people can try to tell me like some Bruno Fernandes, Maddison are better than him is just fucking insane. The only people I will hear people have arguments about with him, obviously, De Bruyne's clear. Like, De Bruyne's just De Bruyne. He's just the best. Odegaard's nowhere near his level. But if you talk to me and compare him to like maybe Bernardo Silva or maybe even Foden, because I think Foden is exceptional, then fair enough, I will hear those sort of arguments. But I just think Martin Odegaard is right up there with those players. He's just amazing. Created, I think, 7 chances yesterday, 95% passing accuracy, Finally got a couple of assists that, like I said, his performances have deserved, and he hasn't really got this season. He's just incredible, man. And what a captain and leader he is. There's a lot of talk when people say, oh, Declan Rice, future Arsenal captain, rare, rare. And look, as much as I love Declan Rice, I don't want him to be a future Arsenal captain, because if that would mean that Odegaard isn't there anymore. And look, Declan Rice should be vice captain in my opinion. But Martin Odegaard's such a good captain, a different sort of captain, you know, leads by example. And like I said, when the youngster come on, he was getting him involved, making sure he was getting touches on the ball, sitting a bit deeper just to protect, just to like keep the ball and protect what we were doing. He's just amazing, man. He can do everything. He's such a good plan. I'm so happy he plays for Arsenal. And you know, if we can just keep these players, keep trying to add to it, then I do believe, you know, we will win some big trophies in the future. Possibly not this season, probably not this season, but in years to come, I think we've got a big chance. And then you look at the geezer on the right wing, Bukayo Saka. Like I said, boy's 22 years of age. Now got, what, 101 goal contributions for Arsenal, I believe it is. No, 100 goal contributions for Arsenal, sorry. Got 51 goals and 49 assists. And he's just incredible, man. Like, don't get me wrong, I find him quite frustrating at times. I really do. And I feel like, I even tweeted, I feel like him and Martinelli are two of possibly the worst wingers at getting the ball quick in a position where you feel like they can shift and bang it and score goals. I feel like they don't do that enough. And then, because there was one instance in the first half, he gets the ball quite quickly. And I'm thinking, just touch and bang it quick. And he does it too slow and you're too predictable when the blocks come in. But then in the second half, you know, he made a run. Odegaard gives him the ball. He cuts in and bangs it in the bottom corner. Admittedly, the West Ham players made it way too easy for him. But I think, like, scary thing with Saka is he contributes so much to goals, but I feel like he can get so much better. Like, so much better. Sometimes he does things and I think, just do it quicker, do this, do that. And I honestly think it's scary how good he can be. I mean, in the league this season now, he's played 22 or 23 games, 10 goals, 7 assists. His productivity for a kid of his age is just amazing. It's up there with the very, very best in the world. And I don't know why people... The fact that the cheek I see him getting compared to some players, I think is absolutely ridiculous. The boy is insane. And yeah, obviously you got the two centre-halves I want to talk about as well. Give us such a platform, man. They're just so dominant, so quick, so big, so strong. And we're so good at set pieces in terms of attacking them. And it's a big part of it is down to those two, because they're so big and powerful and good in the air. And they score goals from set pieces. Gabriel more so than Saliba. Obviously, they both scored yesterday. Gabriel's now got 4 goals in the league. Saliba's got 2. And when you look at I think it's 16 set-piece goals we've scored this season, excluding pens. They've been responsible for 6 of them. And what I like is how much, even being 6-0 up, they wanted to keep that unclean sheet. You saw the one sort of half-ish chance West Ham had in the second half. You know, they managed to... I think Gabriel ends up blocking it in the end. They're going out for a corner. And they all celebrate and high-five. And I just fucking love it, man. So you look at the spine of the team when you got Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Odegaard. Then you've got Saka, you know. And you've got other elements around the team who were brilliant as well. Like Ben White, I thought was very good yesterday. And I feel like he's getting back to his best now. It was interesting to see him inverting. But I think he's getting back to his best. You can tell he's fit now. So those rumours where people saying he was injured, I do believe it, because he looks different. He looks fitter now. And he looks like he's playing like he was. Martinelli didn't have the greatest of games, but what I liked about Martinelli yesterday is that he was moving around. A lot of times he was popping up on the right and he weren't just stuck to his left wing. And, you know, Martinelli is a top player and he's got great potential as well. And, yeah, it was just overall just a brilliant, brilliant day. So, yeah, I'm just going to go through the player ratings. In goal, David Raya didn't have much to do. But what I did like is the fact he was always an option on the ball. He was like having a third centre-back there at times. Done what he do. Distribution was good. Give him... And he ended up with a clean sheet. Give him a 7. White, I thought, was brilliant. Ended up with an assist, which he did. He nicked that assist, admittedly. But... I just thought he was excellent overall, very consistent. Nothing necessarily special, but a very consistent, solid performance. I'll give him a 7. Saliba and Gabriel, I'll mark these two together because I normally do. I thought they were both brilliant. I think Gabriel was ever so slightly better, but both scored big goals and they kept a clean sheet. What more could you ask for? I'll give them both an 8. Kivior, a man I do give a bit stick to sometimes. And the first few minutes he really wound me up. So I felt like we had the ball for the whole 2 minutes, first 2 minutes of the game. Goes to him and he loses it. And yeah, he frustrated me at first, but he did grow into the game, and he's growing into that sort of left back role where he's had to play a lot of games, unfortunately for him, because I'm sure he doesn't really want to play there. But I thought he played well yesterday. You know, very solid, decent on the ball. Was, you know, trying to get overlapped when he could. Decent game. I'll give him a 7. Wait, can I give him the same as White? Yeah. No, Joe, I'll give Ben White an 8. I'll change Ben White to an 8, and I'll give you a 7. Because I do think he was slightly worse. Declan Rice, my man of the match, 2 assists and a goal. First time in his career he's ever got more than 2 goal contributions in a game, I believe it is. And, you know, if a holding midfielder is A, participating to a clean sheet and then contributing to 3 goals, you can only give him a 10. Last week I gave Jorginho a 10 and I was being completely keen for that. This, I think I'm very justified in it. He was perfect performance. What more could you want? Yeah, just an animal of a player, man. I love that guy. Yeah, 10 for Declan Rice. Martin Odegaard, I thought was exceptional as well. Very close to my man of the match also. Just the way he dictated his creativity. He's just when he plays like that, he's just so good to watch. Absolutely love that guy. Give him a 9. Kai Havertz, probably one of the quieter players on the pitch, but I don't think he played badly at all. He was making good runs. He was putting himself about. He was winning the ball back, and you know, it's a shame he didn't get any sort of goal contribution. But you know, he did show some nice bits of play, and I don't think he played badly by any means. I'll give him a 7. Bukayo Saka, I thought it was one of his better games this season. Obviously, not just because he scored 2 goals, but he was getting in areas he should have had at least another 2. He should have walked away with 4 goals. He was creating chances, putting some nice crosses in, so I'll give him a 9 as well. Martinelli, similar thing to Havertz. You know, played really well. Fortunately, didn't contribute to anything, but what I liked about Martinelli was his movement and the way he was fluid all around the pitch. Slightly better than Havertz, I'd say, but I'll give him a 9. And then Trossard, again, I think Trossard as a false 9 is absolutely brilliant. And what I liked about him and Havertz is when Trossard come really deep, which he did a few times, Havertz would then occupy the centre forward role, or maybe Martinelli would go in and Havertz would go to the left. So I like the fact that it was very fluid. Great finish for his goal. You know, I've seen a lot of people saying he's probably the best finisher at Arsenal. He probably is, in terms of the fact he's got, you know, as good on his left foot as he is his right foot. And, you know, he's always contributing, and I really like him in the false 9 role. You know, played the ball for Saka to win the pen. He'll probably be disappointed he didn't score more than 1 as well. I'll give him an 8. All the subs, I'll give a standard 6. They didn't really contribute too much, but they all come in and kept it solid. And Mikel Arteta, got to give him a 10. You know, if your team wins 6-0, you got it right. And like I said, when I saw the team sheet, I thought, ooh. But yeah, you know, we had six you know, first team players out yesterday, and it's really frustrating because it's always the same guys, always, apart from Timber. You can't really put Timber in that bracket, but again, that's conversation for another video. But massive win for Arsenal, really important to get it done. Like I said, it was one of our potential banana skins and tougher games from now till the end of the season, and we passed it with flying colours. Now on to Burnley on the weekend. Like I said, this weekend we probably had the hardest game out of the 3. The weekend coming on paper, we have the easiest game, and it's one we have to take advantage of, but we'll talk about that in the preview. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think, who stood out for MU, etc. And yeah, please do like, comment, subscribe and share, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.